You walked into Aldi thinking you're about to outsmart the system, only to walk out with a cart full of regrets? It happens more than you'd think. Aldi built its reputation on low prices and no-frills shopping, and for a lot of things, it delivers. But here's the truth most shoppers miss. Not everything in those aisles is actually a bargain. Some of Aldi's products look like steals until you actually taste them, cook with them, or check the ingredients. Suddenly that cheap find turns into a flavorless dinner, a fridge full of spoiled food, or a wasted trip back to the store. The worst part? You might not even realize you're overspending until it's too late. In this video, I'm breaking down 10 Aldi items you should skip at all costs, and why these so-called deals could be draining your wallet without you noticing. Stick with me to the very end, because item number 1 is a product that looks totally innocent, but could ruin everything from breakfast to baking. Tap that subscribe button so you never miss a video like this. Trust me, your wallet will thank you later. Number 10. Aldi's Budget Coffee. You expect your morning cup to wake you up, not let you down. But Aldi's bargain coffee blends? They're basically sleep in a cup. Weak, flat, and way too bitter. These grounds rob you of that rich, bold flavor that makes coffee worth drinking in the first place. Aldi offers several options from instant to pre-ground, all promising great taste at a low price. But reviews paint a different picture. Grainy instant granules that don't dissolve, acidic blends that burn your throat, and brews so dull they taste like day-old drip from a gas station. It's the kind of coffee that ruins your morning before it starts. When it comes to caffeine, you're better off spending a few cents more for brands like Nescafe, Lavazza, or a store-brand whole bean. They brew smoother, richer, and more consistent results. Pro tip: skip the bargain bin. Invest in a basic French press and grind your own beans. Even budget beans taste better when they're fresh. Coffee sets the tone for your day. Don't let a disappointing cup from Aldi sabotage your morning. Number 9. Aldi's pre-bagged produce. It's tempting, right? Those neatly sealed bags of apples, onions, or peppers, all bundled up and priced to move. But here's the problem. Aldi's pre-bagged produce often hides more than it reveals. And what's inside? Usually a mix of bruised, overripe, or even moldy items you didn't bargain for. Customers across the board report the same frustrating experience. Fruit that starts to spoil before it even hits the fridge. Veggies that look fine on the outside but rot within a day or two. And because you can't inspect every piece in those sealed bags, you're buying blind. That's not a deal. That's a gamble with your grocery money. In real life, this means tossing out half the bag just days after buying it. Suddenly that budget buy becomes money down the drain. And if you're feeding a family, that waste adds up fast. Here's the better move. Choose loose produce whenever you can. Not only can you pick the freshest pieces yourself, but they often last longer and taste better too. Bonus tip? Check the bottom of pre-bagged produce for condensation or bruising. It's usually the first sign of spoilage. When it comes to fruits and vegetables, freshness is everything. Aldi's bags might save you time, but they'll cost you in the long run. Number 8. Aldi's store brand soda. At first glance, Aldi's off-brand sodas seem like an easy win. Same big bottles, familiar red labels, and a price that's hard to beat. But the moment you crack one open, reality kicks in. And it's not refreshing. The fizz? Barely there. The flavor? All sugar, no sparkle. Aldi's private label sodas try to imitate classics like Coke or Pepsi, but the execution is off. Instead of that satisfying carbonation and crisp bite you expect, you're met with a syrupy, overly sweet liquid that leaves a weird aftertaste. It's more like flat, cola-flavored punch than a real soft drink. And here's the kicker. Even though you're saving a few cents per bottle, you're also sacrificing taste, enjoyment, and let's be real, your standards. Most people end up pouring it out or mixing it with ice and praying it gets better. It doesn't. If soda's your treat, don't waste it on disappointment. Wait for a sale on name brands at Walmart, Costco, or even your local grocery store. A 2-liter of Coke on discount often ends up costing nearly the same, with 10 times the flavor. Here's a quick trick. Stock up during holiday sales and stash extras in your pantry. Aldi's soda might save you coins, but it costs you the joy. And isn't that the whole point of soda? Number 7. Aldi's generic ketchup. You'd think ketchup would be hard to mess up. It's just tomatoes, vinegar, and a hint of sweetness, right? But Aldi's store-brand version manages to take something simple and turn it into a condiment catastrophe. From the first squeeze, you'll notice it's runny. So thin it slides right off your fries and turns your burger bun into a soggy mess. And the flavor? Overwhelmingly sweet, almost like someone melted a cherry lollipop into a tomato puree. There's none of that tangy, bold kick you expect from a proper ketchup. Just sugar, watered down tomato, and disappointment. In everyday use, this stuff just doesn't hold up. It ruins fries, dulls down meatloaf, and even makes dipping chicken nuggets feel like a chore. And once you've tasted real ketchup, like Heinz or even a solid organic brand, Aldi's knockoff will feel like a sad substitute. Here's a better move. Buy the real stuff when it's on sale and store an extra bottle in the pantry. Ketchup doesn't spoil fast and a good one goes a long way. Bottom line? Condiments make or break a meal. Aldi's version might be cheap, but it's a flavor fail that's just not worth it. Number 6. Aldi's packaged deli meats. On the surface, Aldi's pre-packaged deli meats look like a win. Neat, stackable, and affordable. You see turkey, ham, or chicken breast, all sealed and ready for sandwiches. But peel back the plastic and what you're really getting is a heavily processed, sodium-loaded slab of regret. Many shoppers report that these meats have a rubbery, artificial texture, more like pressed meat product than anything fresh. And the taste? Bland, overly salty, and sometimes tinged with an odd chemical aftertaste that lingers longer than your lunch. That's because these packs are pumped full of preservatives, fillers, and stabilizers to extend shelf life, not flavor. In your day-to-day routine, this means your sandwiches taste off, your meal prep lacks freshness, and your body's taking in more sodium than you bargained for. And while it's tempting to toss these in the cart for quick lunches, they rarely hold up against freshly sliced deli meat from a butcher or the grocery counter. Smart tip: if you're on a budget, buy a small roast or turkey breast, cook it yourself, and slice it at home. You'll get better quality, better taste, and fewer mystery ingredients. Deli meat should make meals easier, and not make you second-guess what you're eating. With all these packaged options, the savings come at a cost. Number 5. Aldi's store brand butter. Butter isn't just a topping. It's the foundation of baking, cooking, and flavor itself. So when Aldi offers bargain butter at a cut-rate price, it's easy to get pulled in. But the moment you try to use it, especially in recipes that rely on precision, the cracks start to show. Literally. Aldi's store brand butter tends to be waxy, oddly crumbly, and far from the creamy, rich texture you expect. Spread it on toast and it won't melt right. Use it in cookies and they come out dense or greasy. That flaky pastry you were dreaming of? Forget it. Aldi's butter often has higher water content and less butter fat, which totally throws off the chemistry of baking. In everyday use, it's frustrating. You end up using more just to get the same flavor, or worse, redoing entire recipes that didn't turn out right. And if you care about taste, Aldi's butter falls flat, bland with none of that deep, nutty aroma that high-quality butter brings to the table. Here's the smarter move. Keep Aldi's for oil or pantry basics, but invest in better butter. Brands like Kerrygold or even store-brand European styles make a huge difference in both taste and texture. Butter may look simple, but it's not the place to cut corners. When flavor, texture, and recipe success are on the line, Aldi's just doesn't spread the same. Number 4. Aldi's bargain chicken. Chicken is one of the most versatile go-to proteins in the kitchen. But Aldi's budget chicken? It often turns a simple dinner into a disappointing gamble. At first, it looks like a great deal, but what's hiding under that shrink wrap tells a different story. Shoppers consistently report that Aldi's private label chicken comes packed with excess liquid. A clear sign it's been injected with water and sodium to inflate the weight. That means you're paying for added water, not just meat. And when you cook it, expect rubbery texture, weird sponginess, and uneven results that suck the joy right out of your meal. Whether you're grilling, baking, or shredding it for meal prep, the final product often turns out flavorless and oddly chewy. A far cry from the juicy, tender bite you'd expect. And for families trying to eat clean, the added sodium and fillers are a sneaky red flag. Want better chicken without blowing your budget? Head to a trusted local grocery store and buy in bulk when it's on sale. Freeze portions to use later and you'll get better flavor and cleaner ingredients with every bite. Chicken is a dinner staple, not something you want to second guess. When it comes to quality, Aldi's bargain bin just doesn't make the cut. Number 3. Aldi's Raisin Bran. Raisin Bran sounds like a smart breakfast choice. Fiber, fruit, and a solid start to your day. But Aldi's version, it's more like dessert in disguise. At first glance, it looks like a healthy, wallet-friendly cereal, but pour a bowl and you'll quickly realize this is not the wholesome morning fuel you thought it was. The flakes get soggy almost instantly, turning into mush the second they touch milk. We're talking more sugar than some kids' cereals. Instead of a balanced blend of whole grains and dried fruit, you're left with syrupy raisins and limp flakes that dissolve before you can finish a spoonful. This kind of breakfast doesn't energize you. It spikes your blood sugar and sends you crashing mid-morning. Not exactly the productivity boost most people are looking for. If you want a better option, try low-sugar granola or mix your own cereal with plain bran flakes and unsweetened dried fruit. You'll control the sweetness, add real nutrition, and skip the sugar crash. Here's a tip. Always check the nutrition label, especially the sugar content. Healthy cereals can be sneaky. Bottom line, Aldi's Raisin Bran may look like a good choice, but it's a sweet-talking fake-out that belongs nowhere near your breakfast table. Number 2. Aldi's smoked salmon. Smoked salmon is supposed to be a treat. Silky, rich, and packed with that unmistakable smoky flavor. But Aldi's version? It's more like a bait and switch. You open the package expecting a gourmet experience, and what you get instead is thin, watery slices that fall apart in your hands. The texture is the first red flag. Instead of that buttery, melt-in-your-mouth feel, Aldi's smoked salmon often comes in uneven cuts that are flimsy and soggy. And the taste? It's flat, fishy, and lacking the depth that makes smoked salmon worth the splurge in the first place. For something that's supposed to feel indulgent, Aldi's take feels more like a sad afterthought. Even worse, customers report that the quality varies wildly between batches. One package might be passable, while the next tastes overly processed or borderline stale. That kind of inconsistency makes it hard to trust, especially when you're using it for a recipe or special occasion. Want a better experience? Splurge on a trusted brand when it's on sale or buy from a local deli with a reputation for quality. You'll taste the difference immediately. Smoked salmon shouldn't feel like a gamble. And with Aldi's version, that's exactly what it is. An overpriced risk that's rarely worth the roll of the dice. Number 1. Aldi's pre-made mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes should be comforting, warm, creamy, and packed with buttery goodness. But Aldi's pre-made version, it's anything but. You heat them up expecting a cozy side dish, but what hits your plate feels more like glue than comfort food. The texture is the first letdown. Instead of that smooth, fluffy bite, you get a thick, paste-like consistency that sticks to the spoon. And not in a good way. It's grainy, rubbery, and oddly artificial. One reviewer even said it reminded them of flavored spackle. And unfortunately, that's not far off. Taste-wise, it's bland with a strange aftertaste that lingers long after dinner is over. It's the kind of shortcut that promises convenience but delivers disappointment. And if you're serving guests or prepping a holiday meal, this is one swap you'll definitely regret. Here's the smarter move. Skip the plastic tub and make mashed potatoes from scratch. A bag of russet potatoes, a little butter, milk, and seasoning, and you're in business. It takes just a few extra minutes and costs less per serving. Pro tip: make extra and freeze portions for future dinners. Homemade mashed potatoes freeze well and reheat like a dream. When it comes to comfort food, Aldi's pre-made mash misses the mark. Some shortcuts just aren't worth it. And this one's at the top of the list. Now you know the truth behind some of Aldi's most tempting products and why a low price tag doesn't always mean a good deal. From soggy cereal to flavorless chicken, these items might seem like small compromises, but over time they can cost you more in wasted food, lost flavor, and flat-out frustration. The good news? Now you're armed with the knowledge to shop smarter. Because saving money isn't just about spending less, it's about spending better. If this video helped you dodge a grocery mistake, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed so you never miss a new video. Which Aldi item on this list surprised you the most, or burned you in the past? Drop it in the comments below. We read every one. Smart shopping isn't about being cheap, it's about being sharp. And that's exactly what you're doing right now.